Not many of you know, but 11 years ago, literally 11 years ago, I mean, yesterday was 11 years, because yesterday was the 6th of May, and 6th of May 2012, there was the biggest anti-government protest in Russia, a so-called March of Millions. It was, I think, the biggest anti-Putin protest in Russia at all. Let me show you, actually. Let me show how it looked like. It was really big. I don't really know the number of the people who has been there, but if you look over there on this protests from now, it's actually crazy to imagine that such protests were actually possible and happened in Russia back in 2012. And the reasons for those protests, that's actually important, was because Putin, when he came to power, so Putin, already in 2008, he served his 2 presidential terms. And by constitution, he couldn't continue to become president once again. So Medvedev became president as a puppet of Putin. And then eventually, after Medvedev was over, Putin came to power. And like there were elections and Putin won. And so many people were against it. So that's how much of the police they had to brought up to stop those protests. It's actually a really long video. I want to find... Some people actually say that after 2012, it was not possible to change anything in Russia, because those protests were fought really badly by the police. I want to find a video from the top to show how many people are actually there, because it was actually a really big protest. It's not the video I wanted to show you. Beautiful. Not here. Was it so hard to find it? Sorry for pause for a little bit. I just really want to find it to show it to you. Yeah, here on the Google Pictures you can find. It was actually a really big protest. There are different numbers. I've heard different numbers, but somebody even said there were like 1 million people. And not only here, like all over Moscow. It was really big protest. And after that, it was like the last biggest protest in Russia. And why do I want to tell you about this? Why is it important in my opinion? Well, because after 2014, after Russia annexed Crimea, there was an embargo put on selling any kind of weapons to Russia, any kind of weapons, an embargo from European Union and from the US. And eventually, after 2014, still, France sold weapons to Russia on the summary of 152 millions of euros, and Germany sold weapons to Russia on the summary of 121.8 millions of euros, and 60% of those weapons were claimed as weapons fighting the protests. So Germany and France, literally after 2014, sold weapons to Kremlin to fight the protests inside of Russia. I just think it's really important for you to understand, because after 2014, protests in Russia were literally every single of them were destroyed by the police, every single of them, including the fact because the police had everything, had the grenades, had the things to shoot them, the tear gas grenades, literally everything. So yeah, I think it's just really important for you to remember about that. You must be making an impact, Zach, judging by the numbers of trolls. Good work, best luck to you. Thank you. Thank you. What cities are most you from? Most I'm from? I'm originally from the city of Komsomolsk, more in the far east of Russia. You can look it up, Komsomolsk. You can just Google it like this. Navalny isn't that great either, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I'm not a fan of Navalny at all, and I have many questions to Navalny. But I still think that if a person is a politician, he should be not jailed, not poisoned, but he should be given a chance to debate with other politicians, and then people would decide for whom do they vote for. Yeah, that's how democracy should work, right? So, yeah. If I would be like, if say elections would be out there tomorrow, I wouldn't vote for Navalny. But at the same time, right now, I think it's important just to remember that he is out there in prison after being assassinated unsuccessfully. So, Yeah, that's just what I wanted to tell you about.